Hey guys, Cold here. Welcome to another Race Challenge video. Another day here on the test server testing out these new bosses, which are extremely hard. So, the final boss, Iragoth. This guy is extremely tough, especially on floor 120. I'll show you what he does on floor 80 instead, which here we go all of his skills. I had a proper team in mind. I used that team and I was like, okay, cool. I'll use this team to beat him. It doesn't really work on stage 120. You guys are going to see how it does even on stage 80 and how hard this boss is. The idea here is basically this team, the Essential Style and Doom Priest, which can carry you through a lot of stuff in the Doom Tower. Then we also have Sinesha because she can increase cooldowns to targets on her A2 skill. That's very important to have available right when you go into the boss's fight. And then we've got Tranda for basically big bursts. We need big AoEs, and Lydia helps there with that A2 defense down and weaken. And basically that's how you will be taking down this boss. So I'm going on manual right now because I don't want to go into the fight with Sinesha having her A2 on cooldown. Also guys, there's other champions available that do put target skills on cooldown. One of them is even our Ballister. She is one of the rares that can be summoned for that Lizardman, the epic one that we can do. That's a permanent fusion. I forgot the name. Anyway, our Ballister is available there for an easy fusion for putting target skills on cooldown. She can definitely work here on Iragoth if you're having issues in the normal Doom Tower rotation. But on hard Doom Tower, she might not be that good because of her 4-turn cooldown skill, and it might not be enough. So Sinesha has it on a 3-turn cooldown. There's other champions like Basher that have a 2-turn increase in cooldowns on an AoE basis. There's of course Warlord. There's so many champions out there that can fit that role. So going into the fight, you're gonna see Iragoth right there. This is why I wanted to have Sinesha. She's gonna go first. I have Vaporize available to put the target skills on cooldown, specifically his A2 and A3. Let's go over his A1. Place a block cooldown skills debuff for 1 turn on all enemies. This is so annoying. That's why I'm running Doom Priest. Attacks all enemies on his A2. Inflicts bonus damage for every turn remaining on all enemy skills cooldowns. Plus 20% damage for each turn on cooldown. Places a fear debuff on enemies with no skills on cooldown. This is extremely hard hitting skill, so that's why you don't want to get hit with this with all your skills on cooldown. But if the boss takes a turn and you haven't increased the cooldowns, you're gonna have a bad time. So look at this. Soul Burst attacks all enemies, puts all enemy skills on cooldown. So this is what he does. He does this first. Fills Iragoth's turn meter by 5% for every turn remaining on all enemy skills cooldowns. Basically gets an extra turn. And then he does this and knocks somebody out. For sure, Tranda. Tranda is not that tanky. So even if he doesn't hit you with all those, he does summon a priest and 2 guards. So what the priest does is basically resets your own cooldowns. So all my team's cooldowns if you manage to kill the priest. If the enemy boss, the Iragoth, sacrifices the priest with this cooldown, with this consume soul, then the boss actually resets his own skills. So it's very essential to actually kill off the priest and not let the boss consume him. And then also there's 2 guards. Those 2 guards can also be annoying, but they're not as annoying as the priest. So the priest is essential to get him down first. Let's go over and see how this run does. We'll put Vaporize on the boss. Let's I'm not going to do the A2 right now because I need it when the ads are up. Let's put up the attack up, and I think we're okay. Tranda's going to do her A1. Look at that, block cooldown skills. Look at just through the A1. Look at my health for my whole team. So here I'm just going to try and take down the priest ad. So here weaken and defense down, and then I'll go with Tranda. Hopefully she'll have enough burst to actually take this priest down, so I can get a reset on my cooldowns. I didn't get all that damage that I wanted there. At least I got 1 guard down. I still have 2 more turns for the boss to actually take me out, so I think I'm gonna be fine. Doom Priest right here with a frenzy set. So whenever she gets hit and drops in health, she actually gains a lot of turn meter. That definitely helps with her getting a turn first before everybody else, and she actually cleanses everybody with that way. So I much prefer that set on her than anything else at the moment, especially for Doom Tower. So here I'm just going to do A2, boom, look at that, reset on cooldowns. I can put this on auto after this, and I think I won't have such a big of an issue. There's a cleanse. There's vaporize again. And I think I'm running Sinesha with a relentless set, so she might even get some procs, reduce her cooldowns by 1. That's pretty good when it does happen. So here we see some War Master procs here and there. It definitely helps drop down the boss's health. So in 2 turns, the ads are getting summoned. We do need vaporize next. I wonder if I do have it. I hope I have it. But Doom Priest is, yeah, she got a turn when she had a block cooldowns. This is gonna be an issue maybe. But no, okay, we still have more turn meters, so we will bring the boss's skills on cooldown. So this is how it goes on this. Wow, what happened? Okay, yeah, the ad summoned. So this is how it goes on this floor. So floor 80, way easier than floor 120. We're gonna go into 120 next, and you're gonna see how different it is in terms of difficulty. Even the ads are not as easy to take out. So here's Trunda, boom, takes them all out with 150,000 crits. There's many champions that do big damaging numbers with the defense down on weekend. It doesn't necessarily have to be Trunda, but for me, Trunda is my best nuker in my whole setup. So this team, as you see it, if I try it on the boss on 120, it's probably going to get wiped from the first single hit from the boss. Let's see. And I'll actually have to build my Sinesha with a little bit more speed. So on floor 120, I think you need about 250 speed to go first, which is insane. It's insane the amount of speed that you need. So my Lydia would only go first instead of anybody else. So there's Vaporize. And the boss is going down. So pretty easy to take out on floor 80, but we're gonna go here on floor 120 and see how different it is. There's a +5, nice. Okay, 251. We're good with Sinesha. That's what we need. So I'll try the same exact team, okay? Let me remove the team that actually beat 120. And I'm going to show you the same exact team that should have worked the same kind of way, because the boss has this specific, it allows you to do this specific thing. It allows you to increase the boss's cooldowns. It's the first boss that allows us to do this, if I'm not mistaken. And that's the idea of going into this boss. But it doesn't work as shown. So here, just gonna chill it a little bit with my cooldowns, because I do need all my cooldowns on this boss. You're gonna see how different it is in terms of taking it down. So here the ads are just funny. These are brand new waves, by the way. I'm enjoying the brand new waves, because after 3 months of doing Doom Tower and having the same fights over and over, those Torments and Sifis all the time, it got boring. But this time we have new enemies. Hopefully they'll bring in more frequent changes, at least to the waves. It doesn't have to be to the bosses every single month, but it's going to be a fun change. So here is the boss. Okay, so we do have Vaporize available. That's the whole idea behind this. We need a ton of accuracy, by the way, to actually have this apply. So let's see how I landed. Resisted. Okay, I need Sinesha to take a turn now. She can get like a double kill here. Look at that. Look at that, relentless. Proc like 3 times in a row. Okay, let's go on to the boss. So it's the same boss as before. Let's try Vaporize. Hope we don't get resisted. 350 accuracy this time. Okay, there's the cooldowns increase. We're not going to use the A2 with Sinesha, with Lydia just yet. Might just use this. Won't change anything. Let's go and see how much damage the boss does with his A1 now on everybody. Look at that big A1. Look at my Trunda, down to 10% health. Down to 10% health. That's insane. That's insane. So Doom Priest is going to go. Look at that. helps everybody take a turn. I'm gonna wait a little bit with Trunda. I'm just gonna use her A2, I think, here. So if we did have a defense down, we might have been able to take it down. Okay. Should be able to take this one down though, even with Trunda out. So here's Trunda. Do the vaporize on the boss. Let's do A2 again, get everybody with a speed. But my team it's just suffering through all those hits, and then the defense the defense down from the two guards just wrecked me. So ideally, if I had Lydia do that A2, maybe Trunda would have taken out everybody. So maybe with a little bit more tuning, this can be done on manual instead of auto. But let's see the team that I've actually used to beat it. Okay, guys. So this is the team I actually used to beat it. 3 minutes 31 seconds. It's ideal to the team farb stuff used, but honestly it works. The whole idea behind this is bring many tanky champions and use the War Master procs and the HP burn procs to bring down the big boss, and it does like a 3.5 minute 4 minute run. So here Iragoth is very important because of how much defense he can bring to the whole team. You guys know how hard this boss hits, and it just wrecks the whole team. Krisk is just amazing here. It's a more end game kind of setup, but I've already shown you the possibility of using the cooldown method. If I do have more time tomorrow, I'll try to test it out more and see if I can actually bring it down with even less champions, but it's hard. Doom Tower stage 120. You're expected to have more end game stuff than players who are trying to do normal Doom Tower 120. So here, yeah, this is just an auto run, so I don't need to interfere. But these waves go way slower because my only damage dealer here, my real damage dealer is the HP burns from Drexar. So everybody is very defensive. My Sal is a relentless set. My Doom Priest is with the frenzy set. Then Krisk is on a shield set and immortal, I think, used for arena. But he also has like 300 resistance. Doesn't really help. And then Iragoth has like 6,000 defense, more defense than anything else, plus a lifesteal set. So we already have all our skills on cooldown. The big shields from Krisk definitely help. The attack down and defense down helps us survive a little bit through all those hits. And remember, Doom Priest, whenever she takes a turn, she cleanses those block cooldown skills. So that's why I honestly need her. Whenever anybody gets a turn and has the HP burn on them, the big boss takes some damage. The same thing goes for the ads. They do take damage whenever they take a turn and they do have that HP burn going. So this is how you bring it down. It's just a tanky team, HP burns, and you take it down. But the big thing about this specific team is Krisk. Honestly, it's an insane champion to have, I know. But the defense down and attack down that he applies when he gets attacked, it's just huge. The same thing could have done with maybe a Stag Knight if you have him fast enough and he can actually apply it on the boss. Wow, look at that. Look at how much damage he did to my whole team. So I'm not going to try and target anybody, but the priest needs to go down. He doesn't seem like he wants to go down. Look at that. Gets all the skills going. Cooldowns, boom. Big damage. But everybody survived just because of that attack down. Block cooldowns on the next turn. Man, this boss is... I thought this boss was going to be easier than the bird boss, than Griffin, whatever it's called. But honestly, I wonder how hard that's going to be on stage 120, the Griffin. If we have it on the next rotation, I think it's going to be even harder than this one on this rotation. Unless we find a proper setup to use to actually beat it by then. But so far, this team looks solid, and I'll use this probably to farm this boss instead of maybe using the cooldown method, because that cooldown method probably is going to be very it's probably going to be very hard to do. because of needing that vaporize on the very first turn that you go in against this boss. So now Krisk is dead. Wow, imagine that. Krisk is dead. And the ally protection is gone. The defense down, attack down. Everything is gone. So we're just hoping those HP burns do their work and the big boss just dies by himself. There it is. Okay, we got the kill. 3 minutes 53. Not a bad round. And we do get these dragon bones, which is the new set. This was the boss, guys. What do you think of it? There's gonna be a lot of things that you need to improve in your whole setup if you want to beat that boss on 120. I honestly think is one of the hardest ones we had, even harder than the Scarab King, because Scarab King had a clear kind of strategy behind it from the very first day. This one is not so clear. Maybe I'm missing something, and I'd love to see other content creators find some more creative ways to beat it down. I'll definitely try it myself for sure. So these are the brand new sets, by the way, that we have. Is the Dragon Ball bones that I just collected. It's basically a better lifesteal set with a critical rate plus a 30% heal. And then the Guardian set is basically like an ally protection set, which I love. I love this set. The Guardian set, I think this set is going to be huge on many tanky champions. Like, for example, my Krisk here, I could have worn this on him instead and would have made a huge difference to my whole team surviving. So guys, this was the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you watched this far, thank you so much. Leave a like down below while you're at it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.